Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. Holla at ya, boy. It's your boy AK here, and I'm back here with another video with you today. We're Friday, the 1st of January. The college football playoffs start. And who do we have? We have number 1 Crimson Tide going against number 4 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We have the 2-3 series up against Clemson, up against The Ohio State University. And actually, 3 out of the 4 teams deserve to be in the national championship playoffs. And I'm going to tell you who those 3 teams are. Welcome to the Eyes on Texas channel. If you have not seen this content before, you've not seen the channel, where have you been? I try to produce college football content pretty much every single day of the week. I do come up short as I do have 3 kids, a life, and a wife, and a full-time job of my own. I do try to make this content a priority in my life, but it always doesn't come out that way. So let's break it down. Let's go straight up right into it. Number 1, I have absolutely no problem at all with the Crimson Tide of Alabama being ranked number 1. They have 6 AP first-team All-Americans, deservingly so. The Tide straight rolled throughout the regular season, not really standing the chance as I can drag my puppies and my 3 kids through the holes that Najee Harris has been running through all season long. I butchered his name, but what else is new to the channel? If you've been watching this content, I've been known to butcher a few names. Number 2, T-Law and the Clemson Tigers ranked number 2. Gonna have no problem with this one. Obviously, as they went down to Notre Dame, they went down to South Bend, Indiana earlier on in the season. They were without Trevor Lawrence, T-Law, the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft. They were without a couple of key defensive players, including their middle linebacker, so they didn't really have a full squad. I do know that the ukulele went into South Bend, Indiana, put up a good fight, tied the ball game, pressed it into overtime, but the Notre Dame did come up on top of the Clemson Tigers that day, but they still deservingly so deserve to be the number 2 team in the nation as they are the ACC champions, as they absolutely bushwhacked Rudy by 24 points, I believe it was, in the ACC final game. And it really wasn't even all that close as the Clemson Tigers were in control of the ball game the whole entire way. The 3 and number 4 teams is going to be up for debate, as a lot of people have come to say. Me personally, I have no problem at all with the number 3 team in the nation, and that's going to be The Ohio State University. Bucknuts are going to be ranked number 3 in the nation. They are 6-0, only playing 5 games on their regular season schedule, playing the 1 game for the Big Ten championship against Northwestern Wildcats. Won against the Wildcats. It was close in the first half, but in the second half, without a doubt, the Ohio State Bucknuts came through and were triumphant and deservingly so of the 3rd-ranked position in my guesstimation. Now let's talk about why I think that The Ohio State University is ranked number 3 and deservingly so, only playing 5 games plus the 1 divisional championship game, and it's simple. Name 4 teams that you would say on a neutral site that you would put against the Ohio State University. I'll give you Clemson, I'll give you Alabama, but that's it. I'm not putting Rudy in front of The Ohio State University. I'm not putting Notre Dame in front of them. The Fighting Irish, they're ranked number 4 in this list, and they should be ranked number 6 or lower number 6 by my guesstimation by getting bushwhacked in the ACC championship game. But simply, my point of view, they did only play 5 regular season games plus the 1 divisional game, the 1 conference championship game. In many people's eyes, that is not a true full season. But my response to that is, tell me 4 teams that on a neutral field you would put ahead of the Bucknuts. Plain and simple, that's my answer to that. Moving forward, The Ohio State University deserves to be on the list, deserves to be playing football on Friday, January 1st, 2021. With that being said, who doesn't? You've obviously guessed, I do not believe the Notre Dame Fighting Irish deserve to be on this list. They got defeated in the ACC championship game. They got bushwhacked by more than 20 points. Were never in the game. Clemson led the whole entire way. They had T-Law back. The defensive was back in the game. and they could not 100% move the ball. Notre Dame was out of sight the whole entire game. It was more than a 20-point victory by the Clemson Tigers by this guesstimation. And from my point of view, and with this guy with two thumbs where I stand, is I think it's straight up 100% about the money by the University of Notre Dame is in this. Normally, it would be about putting butts in the seats, but this year being a COVID year, ticket sales aren't really much a driving factor for this. But what is eyeballs on the TV, and Notre Dame simply 100% pulls. They pull more than anybody else. They pull more than Aggie, and they pull more than Cincinnati. The Bearcats are the snub. What this guy with two thumbs, in my eyes, says, Cincinnati Bearcats are the 4th-ranked team and should be so by my guesstimation. They're 11-0, 12-0. Not quite sure after their conference championship, but whatever they are, and oh. They beat everybody on their schedule. I do understand that they are a group of 5 and not a Power 5 conference. But with that being said, it is time to have some new blood in it. It is time for a little bit of change. It does get a little bit old seeing the same 3, 4, 5 teams in this every single year. As you know that every single year the Crimson Tide is going to be in it. You know every single year that the Ohio State University is going to be in the running in it. And you know without a doubt that Clemson is going to be in there. They're in it this year. They're going to be in it next year whenever they have a ukulele as their quarterback, whenever T-Law is gone. But with that being said, I think Cincinnati got the snub on this. I would very much like to see the Bearcats play up against Notre Dame, play up against the Crimson Tide in the 1-4 matchup. I do believe the 2-3 matchup was correct, as I did explain earlier. I do believe that the Clemson Tigers should, in fact, face off up against the Ohio State University. But whenever these two teams play, I'm going to tell you what the result's going to be. Notre Dame is going down. If I was a betting man, and a betting man I am, I would take the 20 points. I believe it's a 20.5 spread on the game between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Crimson Tide. I'm going to take that 20 points. And also, I believe in the 2-3 matchup, I believe it's a 7.5-point swing in favor of the Clemson Tide, in favor of the Clemson Tigers. What are your thoughts? What are your prayers? What do you think about it? Did they get the top 4 teams right? Holla at you, boy. If you do like this kind of sort of content, just subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and share amongst your friends. Keep your head in a swivel and your eyes on Texas. Hook 'em up.